Hello, welcome to our garden. So today, the 13th, I've got a little bit of good news for me. So work-wise, I work from home. I have a 3-bedroom house with my 3 darling children and my wife, and sometimes it can be a bit of a pain trying to work, especially during the school holidays, when my little kiddies are running around having fun. And for years and years and years, I've been saying, wouldn't it be nice to get an office outside? Well, it's finally happening. We ordered it this morning. It'll be here beginning of May, so I've still got a little while. But I'm going to have to say goodbye to 3 of my beds and do some moving about. Where I planted those peas the other day, the gutter peas, they're doing really, really well. Where I planted those broad beans, they're doing really, really well. That's all got to come up. So the space that I've got is just a little summer house. I'm going to do some work inside, and I'm going to try and record a lot of it as a vlog sort of style and pop it on the channel. You can have fun laughing at my mistakes, which will be inevitable. Hopefully I put the door the right way around and not facing the fence, because I mean, it's likely, if I'm honest with me. But yeah, so we'll be doing that. Around the garden, everything's picking up really nicely. Temperatures are starting to get really good, mid to late teens. So everything's started to accelerate. All my potatoes are now up, very small, but they're all up, except for my first earlies, which are still in the greenhouse, and they're bloody massive, which is brilliant. Very, very excited. I'm going to have to do some rethinking about how I was going to do my beds. It was always the case that section was only a temporary measure. It was never supposed to be permanent. I didn't put much effort into building those little raised beds, although they've turned out to be the nicest raised beds I've got out of all of them. But the soil inside them's really, really good quality. So my intentions, over the course of the next week or so, I'm going to dig out all those beds. Going to have to say goodbye to the peas and the beans. I'll save what I can for meals, like for example the tops of the beans. I can chop them out, put them into stir fries and things like that, so they'll at least get eaten. My asparagus has just come up. It's the second year it's been in, so this would have been a harvest year, but I'm going to have to very carefully pry those crowns out and replant them elsewhere. No idea where I'm going to be planting them at this point. That's still yet to come. And then I think I'm going to be growing a lot of things in pots for the next few years. I'm running out of space. I'm going to have to redo those little pea beds, although I won't do that this season. I'll wait until the end of the season. And yeah, I'm just going to have pots with courgettes and melons, tomatoes, just dotted everywhere. This will definitely be the last year I do potatoes in beds because I need the space. But yeah, so this is only the little beginning video. By the time this is uploaded, I imagine there's going to be countless other ones and lots of updates, but I'm going to try and just do it as one, I think, because I think that'll be the nicest way, with a few fun little time lapses of me having a wall fall down on me, more than likely. Looking forward to doing the roof. That'll be entertaining. Can't stand heights. But anyway, yeah, brilliant. I shall see you soon. Right, so this is where we're at the moment. I've just laid this bit of wood out. I've disassembled the first bed. I've disassembled my composter. Me and my wife are trying to save the peas, but we know that ain't going to work. But we'll try anyway. What's the worst that can happen? Yeah, so we're getting there. I forgot what it's called now. The boards that we're putting down on this will be here, hopefully later on today. So I still need to finish clearing, levelling. That bed I've got to take out, although with the room I'm leaving at the back there to be able to get around the back of it, I think I can, not today, but do a thin edge board there to make that like a small bed for some flowers and things. But then it'll mean that I can keep the blackberries going up the trellis here. As you can see, it's a mess right now because we're still trying to clear it all down. But yeah, we're getting there. Yeah, when we get the tiles, I'll show you how they work, and then I'll do one of those little stop things where it shows you in a lot quicker what I do. Yeah, getting there. So that's the ground mostly levelled, membranes down. Now I'm leaving 100mm gap there and 100mm gap on that side as well. That'll get backfilled with gravel. I probably will put a bit of membrane down there, but that'll get filled with gravel, but the actual unit itself will stop at the end of this tarp. The reason for that is that's known as French drain, so any runoff water that isn't collected and just comes straight off, it has a place to be able to disperse. But yeah, so next step, smooth this out, pin it down, and start getting the tiles in. Alright, so here's where we're at now. Pop the membrane down because my cats immediately started digging holes. But all of this, there he is, a little monster. His name's BB. It was Baby, but we thought we couldn't call a cat that, and my little boy loves Star Wars, BB-8. So now he's BB, and he's not the smartest of cats. But yeah, so builder sand. I went through 1 or 2 bags. Once I placed it on, used the rake, get it as smooth as I can. Then bit of lumber with a straight edge, and just gradually came across it, and then the spirit level to make sure it's all flat and true, and it is. So I'm very, very happy. And that'll do it for part 1. The eco base should arrive in a couple of days, so that'll be part 2. Thank you for joining.